Hey Scott, Bounty Hunter Bootcamp. I want to talk to you today about my new vest layout that I've been wearing for the last 6 months on my Safe Life vest, and want to show you how I got it laid out, why I have what I have where I have it, and also going to talk about my duty belt. And since we're in the back of the car, going to talk about some other important essentials that I carry with me on a daily basis. So here we go. This is my Safe Life Level 3A Plus multi-threat vest. This protects me against stabbing with knives and slashing. It protects me against all handgun calibers, and it also protects me against a taser if I have a taser used against me. So the way I have everything loaded out on it right now, I have my 511 VTAC cuff pouch. It's a double cuff pouch. Absolutely love these pouches. Have had them on every single vest I've worn in the last 8 years. I can't say enough of these guys. I wear them out and I buy new ones. This is the only cuff pouch I really truly love. My handcuffs, if you guys watch any videos, you know that my handcuffs are going to be ASP handcuffs. These are the ASP ultra light. These are the brand new ones with the new indicator. I chose blue, and I've got my name. I've got my team name etched on these by Handcuff Warehouse. Handcuff Warehouse is where I buy all my stuff, unless I'm buying directly from ASP. I have a Columbia River knife. I do not know the model of this knife. We got it off a tweaker about 8 years ago who had it on him, and we couldn't book it with him. And really dug the knife. It's got a plastic sheath that I have zip tied onto my molly there. And this knife comes in handy. Super, super sharp knife. Really love this knife. Oh, this is the Obake, maybe. But Columbia River Knife Company, their knives are okay. It really just depends on how much money you spend. I have the ASP handcuff key as an extra handcuff key on my vest. I have the Safariland holster for my Taser X2. I prefer to carry the X2, and I like all my tasers in yellow. And this is the Taser X2. I've got this in here. It's in here with the Safariland. It's their Molly attachment. It's kind of like a fork, and it just goes right in there. One of the things I love about Safariland is the modular aspect of the holsters. I can put them into any configuration that I want. For this, I've chosen the fork system. I carry a small set of trauma shears on me. Don't go anywhere without my Axon Body 2 body camera. This is the Axon Body 2. I've had it for about 3 years. Absolutely love it. I've got it in a single molly. Strap on my vest. I've got the double taco. In the double taco, I have a magazine, and in this vest configuration, I have my Olight Warrior X. It's not the Warrior X Pro, but it's the Warrior X flashlight that I have in here. I also have the small little Olight as a spare backup flashlight. It's the i3T EOS. If you watch my page, you know how I feel about Olight. I have my Motorola TK100 through PatriotEye that I have here. It comes in the standard belt clip that comes with the radio. Right now we're working with United States Tactical out of Robinson, Texas, on getting some really badass pouches. But until then, I've got it riding right here, and it's riding on my extended pouch, with my extended high-speed gear taco pouch, which carries my ASP baton. I've got the extended handle on it. It makes it easier to hold, and it's got a nice grip texture to it. This is the baton. It's been in all the videos, broken all the windows and sliding glass doors and every other kind of thing that you could think of that I've done with that. So this is a dual pistol taco. It's the older style tacos, and then I have the extended taco, which comes out even further here, which holds the baton. I found that taco pouches are very versatile, and you can absolutely put them in you could put anything in them. They're moldable to whatever you want, which is why I love those so much. We've got our patch panel from Patch Panel, custom made. I'm O positive. I'm allergic to penicillin, as I found out at an older age. And we chose agent on ours. We chose a black and white configuration. You can get 20% off with the Bounty Hunter 20 at Patch Panel. Absolutely love Patch Panel. This is a Patch Panel flag. They have flags for all the states. I purchased this small flag for my vest. Got my Safe Life logo because I truly believe in Safe Life. I have our IFaK team patch, which used to be available in the store, but we are currently sold out of those. So we do not have them in stock. I don't know if we're going to reorder them or not. We see them all over the internet, which is kind of cool. This is the Motorola OEM. That's part of the Bounty Hunter package that I worked up with Zach over at PatriotEye, which comes up with a stand-up charger. I have my bail enforcement, fugitive recovery ID card here. Lets everybody know that I am legit and that I am there for business. I have attached to the taco pouch on the side here, I have the ASP clip. These things are real handy. I've got them in a couple of different colors, and I keep my pig gloves. I've got the pig gloves on here. It allows me to use my smartphone. I turn everybody onto these pig gloves because I absolutely love them. And an idea I stole from Sky was the ID lanyards, and putting a handcuff key on an ID lanyard, and that way I'm never losing my key. I'm not dropping it and having to bend over in front of my defendant. I've got it right there. It's really nice. And I can also put it into my clip for a little bit extra security as well. On the back side of this, I have my glove pouch, which I just took off I put it on my duty belt, because one of the things with the Safe Life Defense vest is there's not a lot of molly room. I've got a night eyes on here if we're doing night ops and everybody needs to know. And I want people to see where I am standing and they're behind me. I'll use these night eyes. Tommy at Free Field Training turned me on to these things, and I absolutely love them. And then I've got a Benchmade seatbelt ripper right here. We all carry these. This is a Benchmade seatbelt cutter. You never know when you're going to have to cut a seatbelt, and you don't have something readily available. I've got that on the back of my vest. Now I'm running this reflective bail enforcement agent on here. This is not stock for Safe Life. This is something that I've been running for 10 years. It was custom made for me. I've got 2 of them. I like them because they're super highly visible, and the space that you have on the Safe Life Defense it's nice, and they build you really badass custom patches. I just like this one because it is a little bit bigger. And then we have team names on the back of ours. I've got Tackleberry on the back of mine because I am a gear nut. So that is my Safe Life Defense vest in a nutshell. It's pushing about 16 pounds, no more. It runs between 14 and 16 pounds depending on everything that I've got on here. And that is my Safe Life Defense vest that I have been rocking for months now. Absolutely love it, and can't say enough good things about it. All right, it's kind of chilly out here. It teased us with an early spring of 60-degree weather, and now it is 40 degrees, so I've put my pig gloves on. So anyway, let's move on to my Safe Life belt. This is my duty belt. It's the Safe Life Defense Standard. It is not the tactical, and it has an inner belt and an outer belt. The inner belt attaches onto your jeans or your duty pants, and it's got a Velcro liner on it, and then your belt has Velcro on the inside. These belts are amazing. I absolutely love them. They've got the Cobra connector. They've got the Cobra connector on the front, And once you hear that click, that there's nothing's going to take that thing apart. You could tow a vehicle with these Cobra belts, and they'd still be towing the car down the road. These things can pull over, can take over 5,000 pounds of pressure. I'm running my badge these days on my belt, just because I'm kind of out of room on my vest. I'm running the Safariland drop leg, the 6004 drop leg. I'm running the Safariland holster for my Canik TP9SF that I have on here, and inside here I'm running the Olight PL Pro Valkyrie, and as you can see, we do use these things, and that's got some range time on that light as well. So this is Safariland. The model on this thing is it's for the, I don't know if you can see it in there, but it's for the M&P 45. It's the 6306-4192. It is for my 45 Smith & Wesson with a light. I added the chop block on it. This one didn't have a chop block on it. I kind of like having the chop block on there. It's just an added security that you have. And by using the quick release, I also carry in my car at all times. I carry a belt paddle holster. So if I want to carry my firearm and I don't want to wear the whole duty belt, I can outfit that with that. And that's just a Blade Tech 511 paddle that I had, holster that I had sitting around, and I put the quick release on it. All right, so I showed you I had the single mag on there. One of the great things about these Caniks is that I'm able to run 18 rounds. I've got 18 rounds in my spare. I'm running one shy here because there's one in the pipe. I'm running the 147 grain gold dot on 9mm, and like I said, it's showing 17 in the mag because there's one in the gun. I don't like overstacking my gun. I don't want my magazine to capacity and then having one in there. Had too many issues in the past with different firearms that I've had, and it's the same way with my rifle. I'm only running 28 rounds in the magazine instead of 30. It just helps with feeding. Because if things are going to go wrong, when are they going to go wrong? They're going to go wrong when it's bad. So moving around, I've got my belt. I've got my Fox Mean Green on here. I have no idea on the manufacturer on this. I bought it on eBay 4 years ago. I bought two. I only have one left, and they work perfect. And I've got one more slot here. I'm deciding what I want to put here. Don't necessarily know what I want to do with that yet. I like the single drop leg because it allows me to have a quicker draw on my waist versus having my gun all the way up on my hip. So I like it down there. I've got a cat tourniquet with an aftermarket cat tourniquet holder. Have no idea who the brand is. They were $13 a piece on eBay. I've got a Condor drop pouch. You never know when you're going to have to collect stuff, and it's really nice to have this. And it folds up into nothing. It's got drainage out of the bottom, so if you're putting wet things in there or something that could leak, it's not going to fill the bag with water. Absolutely love. Somebody was picking on Condor on a live the other day. I do run certain Condor products that I absolutely love. Last thing on my duty belt. This used to be on my vest, but I've moved it onto the belt because of real estate. This is the 511 glove pouch. I'm able to fill gloves. I'm able to fill my gloves in here, and then I have a dispenser here. I can just reach in and I can just pull out my gloves that way. Lydia has the same setup as me for gloves. Absolutely love it. It's made by 511. It's made by 511, and just I really dig. 511 used to make really good products. I really haven't bought any of their newer stuff, so I can't really vouch for any of their newer stuff, but the old 511 stuff was outstanding. This is my Safe Life belt. I was running in high-speed gear belt with a Cobra belt before that. Before that, I was running the Viking Tacticals 511 combat belt, which was just way too big for what we do. My high-speed gear belt was really nice, but it was also bigger than this, and so I've downsized tremendously into this Safe Life belt, and just absolutely love this Safe Life belt. Cannot say enough good things about it. It works perfect for me. I think that if you're looking for a belt and you're in the market for a belt, I think that this Safe Life belt is an outstanding option for you. So that's my duty belt and my vest configuration since the end of 2019 to current. It's what I'm running now. I don't see anything really changing other than always adding things. I would like to get my full tang knife that you've seen in videos. I'd like to see my full tang knife back somewhere on my vest. I really like having a large full tang, meaning a large chunk of steel knife. It could be used for so many different things. Other things that I carry in the car, I've got a blowout kit. This blowout kit connects to the back of my my duty belt if I need it to. This is, I have no idea who the manufacturer on this is. It's all Velcro on the back. It's got a rip-off handle. In here, I've got a couple things of chest seal. I've got quick clot. I have a tourniquet. I have a tourniquet. I have a nasal pharyngeal airway, quick clot, sport clot, chest seal. I've got some cling wrap, Band-Aids. I got a chest dart, which is a little excessive. Really don't see needing that, but hey, man, you never know. In the chest seal that I'm running this really good stuff, the Halo chest seals. This chest seals that I'm running, and I've got gauze for packing the wounds. I've got my trauma shears. Like I said, I got a nasal pharyngeal. I've got it at it's the 28, which fits me. It should fit a full size adult male. I've got the sport clot, quick clot. If you get a cut, especially in your face or somewhere where you're going to bleed heavy, it burns, but it does stop the bleeding. So I'm running that. I've got more chest seal if I need it. I've got a petroleum jelly for a gunshot wound as well. Tourniquet, chest dart. This bag is made by Condor. I've got Band-Aids. Let's see what's in here. I got more. I got a clotting sponge. Stops bleeding fast. Stops bleeding fast. Say that fast a few times. I've got more packing gauze, extra gloves. So in this bag here, as I can now tell you, this bag was it's made in China, but it's made by Condor. So I'm gonna put this back together and then I'll pull more stuff out. So as you know, with any trauma kit or first aid kit or any gunshot kit, you need to know how to use it. So you should take a class on TACMed or how to deal with basic gunshot wounds, because if you're going to carry a firearm, you better know how to treat the people you shoot. If you shoot people, or if you yourself get shot or your partner gets shot, you have a duty to know how to stop the bleeding, how to put a tourniquet on, how to stop the bleeding, how to basically treat it until you can get EMS there. Because in a shooting situation or any kind of lethal force situation, the ambulance isn't just going to rush in. Law enforcement's going to have to show up. They're going to have to clear the scene, make sure that the scene is safe, and not until that time are you going to have access to medical advanced life support through paramedics. So having your own kit and knowing how to use it is really important, because it could be 10 minutes, it could be 15 minutes, it could be 40 minutes. You never know. I mean, I've been shot at and it took law enforcement 40 minutes to get out there to assist us, just because we were so far out in the middle of nowhere. So you better have a plan. So if you're going to carry a first aid kit, take some basic first aid training. I've been an EMT my whole entire life since I was 17 years old. So with the National Registry of EMTs, as well as with the state of Texas, the state of Florida, and I've been an EMT my whole life. So I've got a basic knowledge on what to do. It's by far no replacement for paramedics or for advanced life support or somebody that has combat medic training. I have taken TAC med classes. I do know how to basically treat gunshot wounds on myself or somebody else, and you need to get that training. If you're going to carry, why carry a blowout kit if you don't know what everything is in there, what everything in there does, and what its purpose is? So moving on, I carry a bump helmet. This is a bump helmet. It's not an airsoft helmet. This is actually a bump rated helmet that it's a bump helmet, and I put this on for going into attics and crawl spaces. I've got attachment for the front for a GoPro camera if I need to, and it's got side railings if I want to put flashlights, which I do have flashlights on this. I kind of urban grade it so it matches my AR-15, but so that matches my SIG M400. But you know, I've knocked myself practically unconscious under a house looking for a guy one day, and I said I cannot do that anymore. I need to get something. We do have ballistic helmets, but it's not something that we carry with us on a daily basis, and it's certainly not something that we use, but we do have it in case we're working something or we know we're going to get ourselves into a situation to where we need to have that kind of protection. Then we carry it. But I do carry my bump helmet everywhere with me. I don't walk around with this bump helmet knocking on doors and serving warrants and stuff. It's one of those things to where if I've got to go into a situation, somebody goes out to the car and grabs it for me. So just, you know, it's a nice little ad to have, and they're not really that expensive. They're about 150 to 200 bucks to have the rating on them. You know, I mean, it is what it is. So something else I carry, I'll put a link to it down below, is the basic restraint bag. This is my basic restraint bag. It has ankle restraints. It has ankle restraints and extra handcuffs. It's got a hobble in it, spit masks. The only thing I've added to it since the video, I've added a set of flex cuffs in there. Other than that, it's the basic restraint bag. No sense to go into it because I've made a whole video about this bag. So one last thing that I like to carry with me, and I'll tilt down in here, is a run bag. It's very similar to what law enforcement, firefighters, and private security guys carry. It's just a bag, you know, this bag's full of stuff. So I'm going to kind of go through my pockets and tell you what I've got and maybe why I've got it. So in the side pocket in here, oh, what do I have? I have extra CR123A batteries. Not that I really need these anymore, but back in the day when I was running the lights with batteries, now everything's rechargeable and uses a USB cable. I've got extra gloves in here. I've got some lotion from Quality Inn, and this must have fallen out of my bag because this is lube for your nasopharyngeal airway. So good thing I'm doing this video because I just noticed that it had fallen out. I want to make sure I put that back in there because snot alone will not be comfortable for a nasopharyngeal airway. So nothing in there. In here I got some hand warmers. I got a screwdriver. I know what I got in here. One of these things is really, really important in here. So I've got triple antibiotic ointment, but I've got this, man. If you've ever been out on the res or in the woods and you get eaten by mosquitoes and for the next 4 hours you're just itching really bad, carrying this in your run bag to stop the itch. Oh, yeah, I learned that one the hard way. Now you're learning it the easy way by watching this video. So I've got a couple of hand warmers. I've got some hydrocortisone, antibiotic ointment, and a screwdriver. Altoid mint? Probably not. Nope, it's a NIC kit, narcotic identifying kit. I've got it for meth and heroin. What do I got over here? So in the spring is a really good time to buy these. These will fit on my shoes. These are ice cleats. So if you need to walk on ice or something slippery or snow or whatever, I can just put these onto my boots. And I think I paid $5 for these on clearance in the spring. And they just sit in there all year round. So in here I've got evidence. I've got evidence bags, evidence tape, so I can, if I've got something that I need to secure for law enforcement, I could start the chain of command with my evidence bag and my evidence tape. Not something I use a lot. I've got a spit hood. I got a spit hood here. Another first aid kit. This is probably another blowout kit. In fact, I know it is. It has my Israeli bandage in here. It has more chest seal as well as surgical lubricant and nasal, pharyngeal, and some cling wrap in there. And it's super highly visible. I mean, how do you miss that? You can't really miss that. I've got, this is a spit hood. It's improvised spit hood, which is basically just a pillowcase from Walmart. Extra gloves. And these are the gloves from O'Reilly's. As you can see, this case is almost empty, which is why I just went back to O'Reilly's. And for the price went up. These were $19 last year. This year they're now $22. But they're nitrate trial gloves. They're medical quality, and we use them for searching and just dealing with defendant stuff. It's 100 gloves in there. I'm choosing the 2XL just because all my gloves are 2XL. These were XL. And an old hotel room key. Oh, life on the road. Don't you love it? So I have a at-home drug test kit. I think I got it at Walgreens or something like that. So if we have to administer drug test for compliance for somebody on bail bonds before we do a revoke, they've got to do a P-test. Here it is. It covers methamphetamine, amphetamines, ecstasy, marijuana, cocaine, and opioids. It's a 99.9% accurate. So if you fail this, you could be going back to jail. So you'll hear me in videos and I ask people if they can pee clean. I ain't kidding, because I carry this shit in my car. I also carry 4 addicts. I want to make sure that this thing isn't going to go off. So for addicts, I have Takedown OCCS Fogger in an MK9. This puppy's almost empty, so it's almost time to buy a new one. I also carry that belt holder for my Safariland holster. I've got some stuffed animals because we give out stuffed animals to kids when we see them. I'm running low. I've only got 2. I've got an extra set. I've got an extra set of flex cuffs. These are ancient. I'll show you. I bought these 8 years ago. They just throw them in the bag. What is this, you say? This is a dog. This is a dog leash. Lydia likes to stop for every dog wandering around on the road. So if we need to find its owner, I've got a dog leash. So either that, or if we've got a dog we've got to remove from a scene, I've got this as well. Oh, hey, look, this, with the coronavirus, this is gold right here. Toilet paper. You never know when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you got to use the facilities. You've got toilet paper. Got an extra spare set of gloves. For deconning people that we OC, I've got bottled water, or if we're thirsty, or we just need water. I usually carry 4 of these in here, so I'm running low. And then I've got baby shampoo from the dollar store to help wash off that OC as it burns you really bad. It's not really well organized. You can tell I didn't plan this before the video. I've got some nutrition bars, the strawberry yogurt zone bars, which are tasty. Chem Light, it's old. Don't even know if it works. That's why I went to those Night Eyes. Got an extra set of trauma shears. And what is this? The Pocket Partner. God, this is old. I bought this forever ago. But in here is all kinds of crazy, really cool stuff. Somebody's saying that they're military, explosives. I mean, it's got just all kinds of really cool stuff. It's got Spanish takedowns, Miranda warning in Spanish. Not that I give a shit about the Miranda warning because I don't do about that. But it does have Spanish for law enforcement in here. It's got hazmat codes. Pretty cool little box. I got it at Lead. Lead no longer exists. I'm sure you can find them online. Who doesn't need one of these? They're never around when you need them. This is something we pulled off somebody that I probably threw in here because I don't know why I'd carry it. But it's a razor blade knife. Oh, here's another thing I got off of somebody that I threw in here. The kind of crap that we pull off people. So check this out. Yeah. If you're wearing a Safe Life vest, that's not going to go through it. But with the vest that you're wearing, or if you're not choosing to wear a vest, do you think that would do some damage? I mean, that's a 5-inch blade, and it's super sharp. And we got that off of a defendant. That's got to go in the classroom box. The Harbor Freight, I know Harbor Freight makes crap, but it's Harbor Freight Phillips and or cross point and flathead screwdriver. So that's the light version, everyday carry for 85 to 90% of the stuff that we do. I also have an axe with a sledgehammer, pry bar, bolt cutters. I got a great pair of bolt cutters, paid $100 for them. They cut everything. Watch a video and see me cutting bolts. Other things to consider carrying are creature comforts. Something that, I like to carry a fire extinguisher with me. If I'm going into a big situation, I'm going to carry my SIG M400 pistol, 5.56 pistol. I've got my KSG less lethal shotgun if I need it. It all really depends on what we're doing, what I feel, what my instincts are telling me. What our caseload is. It's, KSG is going to go in there and it'll just sit there in its Pelican case and not bother anybody. And then when it's called upon, comes out, does its job, goes back into its case. It's not something that we use to knock on doors with and we go everywhere. I mean, we don't walk around heavy all the time. I mean, it's not until you're going and you're doing that takedown that you possibly are going to need all the tools that you could possibly own. I mean, 90% of this work is, an undercover vest, knock and talk. You always want to have your basic tools with you. I'll put a link down below for the basic tools. Your handgun, your flashlight, your handcuffs, in a vest. I mean, those are critical. You've got to always have your vest on you. There's just too many stories of people getting killed that didn't have their vest on, and it's like, what are you thinking? This job requires vests. I know there's people who have done this job for 20 years and never worn a vest in their life. Well, congratulations. But it's a different time and it's a different world we live in. And why not err on the side of safety? Why take unnecessary risks? Not having my vest on is an unnecessary risk. It just doesn't make any sense. And okay, we've caught our guy and now we're transporting our guy. I'm still going to wear my vest, or as we're going to wear our party dress, because we want everybody to know who we are. If we've got to get out of the vehicle, if he somehow gets away and we're chasing him and we're just dudes in hoodies and guns chasing somebody, it doesn't look very good. But if we're professional, we're in our vests, everybody knows who we are, we're highly visible, and we're trying to fight with somebody in the street, it's probably going to go a little bit better for us. The times that I have had situations happen where I've had law enforcement pulled up and had no idea what was going on, but they knew that we were something to do with apprehending this individual, and they assisted us rather than, tell us to freeze and get on the ground and all that stuff. They just jump in and help with you because you look professional and you look like you know what you're doing. So that's that's the car stuff. As I said, man, I really can't say enough about Safe Life, and our relationship with Safe Life is outstanding. Our relationship with PatriotEye in Olight as well. and just absolutely love our relationship. Another item that I didn't talk about is I've got an EMT bag. Maybe I'll make another video in the future on this. This EMT bag, it's got blood pressure cuff, stethoscope, it's got airways in it. It's got, it can do about, 80% of what needs to get done. It's got extra tourniquets in it. I see it has a handcuff key in it. So maybe I'll make another video about the EMT bag in the future. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and support our channel, and share this video, and comment below on what you carry in your car and why you carry it. This is the bare minimum leave the house gear. Now, I'm not, in addition, there's everyday carry stuff. I've got my other knives on me. I actually have other stuff with me. So, but this stuff is what the bare minimum stuff is that I like to carry to do the job. Through the past 10 years, it's kind of evolved into what it's evolved. I used to carry way more stuff, which is where the word, I used to carry way more stuff, which is why they call me Tackleberry. I'm kind of Tackleberry light these days. But anyway, thank you so much. You guys be safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your partners, and take care of your families.